Fabian, please take us away.
Hi, thanks for the introduction and thanks AWE for having me. I'm really excited to be here and welcome to my talk on how to create a highly scalable enterprise-ready mixed reality product that sells. My name is Fabian Quosdorf. I'm head of Immersive development at Island Labs. So this is our team. Meet the Island Labs team. It consists of a bunch of creative and amazing developers, artists, UIUX designers, enterprise architects, and many more. Just a fun fact, most of us have worked in the gaming industry and then finally decided, let's get serious. Here at Island Labs, we are revolutionizing planning and sales processes for the interior design industry. We are having a leading technology, including mixed reality and AI. We have a focused product portfolio, a very strong Microsoft partnership, which we are very proud of. We already won some awards in the last year with our solution Rooms. And we have a POC with some of the leading interior design business companies. Island Labs tries to enable holistic process control. And to make this happen, we developed 3 main products. The one is Spark. It is a cutting-edge CRM ERP-based holistic process chain enabler based on Microsoft Dynamics 365. Then we have Insights, which is a data analytics tool that delivers the maximum transparency and control over the entire value chain. And then finally, what the talk is actually about is the Rooms solution, which redefines the planning and sales process by following a massively customer-centric approach using XR, AI, and machine learning, and many other features. This is Alex Kipman. And he's basically the godfather of mixed reality. And he once said in an interview with CNET in last year, I have a dream that one day there's only going to be one problem that keeps us up at night. He was referring to the development process of the HoloLens 2 device from a prototype to an enterprise-ready product. And the problems you run into when bringing a product to the enterprise customers. I thought this is a fitting metaphor and it's applicable to any software product, just like ours. We had the benefit of starting out with an actual customer when we started developing our room solution. So we created the customer case story with Küchenquelle, a leading interior design retailer for kitchen. With 40 years in business, they send out 130 sales experts, which go to the customers' homes on a daily basis to plan out their kitchens. And to show you what we created for them, let's just roll some video.
Rooms is an enterprise mixed reality solution for the interior design, residential, and real estate industry. Designing interior spaces can be a stressful and difficult situation for customers. Imagining designs can be a time-consuming process that is based off of sketches and rendered pictures. Rooms empowers people to see their designs in actual space at real time. Through virtual interaction and instant feedback, collaboration is enhanced between sales consultants and customers. Rooms runs on any tablet device to make navigation and customization easy. With Microsoft's HoloLens 2, designs can be experienced with holograms in full scale. This immersive experience makes consulting engaging and satisfying for the customer. This solution will push the boundaries of digital retail as it will inspire into new territories and markets. Design right in your own home with Rooms.
Yeah, so as you've seen in the video, Rooms is actually a very cool collaborative planning tool that allows you to be in the same space using Microsoft HoloLenses and additionally some tablet PCs to make it possible to communicate correctly. So how did we actually approach developing this tool? So our main approach is design thinking. So basically, you go through different phases iteratively, from understanding the customer's needs on the first phase, and then defining the goal, then going to the ideation phase, prototype testing, and finally releasing a new feature in the end. So you can basically iterate over and over again between those phases until you're finally satisfied. So when we analyzed the planning process, the existing planning process of Küchenquelle, we found out that the current process results in costs to businesses that are actually preventable. Three of the main things are the discrepancies between planning and reality, then the insufficient buying and investment security, because most of the times it takes a long time and iterations until the actual planning phase is over. And in the meantime, a customer could actually just choose a different supplier. And then the customer experience itself. Sometimes they're not satisfied with the overall product, which leads to significant costs on the business ends. So we found out that collaboration and communication are the key aspects that we wanted to approach and to change to make customers more happy and to let them engage with the sales experts together in the same experience. Think of it like kind of a multiplayer game, but in a real case environment. We then identified which modules we actually need to make this happen. One of the modules is the networking stack. So the requirements for Room's enterprise solution is, because we have a multi-platform tool, we needed a platform-independent stack. Secure connections, because we are in handling actual user data. It needs to be highly accessible and robust. It should be cloud-based, so we can actually work collaboratively from different locations, but also on-premise, because internet connection is not always available on customer sites. We decided to create our own networking stack here and not use one of the existing ones like Photon. This enables us to strip away all the things we didn't need. For example, we could safely assume that no one will actually try cheating during one of our planning sessions, so we could strip out all the cheating and fail-safe stuff. Next one is the clients. So we decided to create thin clients, because if you have a game, you normally put all the stuff into the game and then just deliver one huge module that the people can download because they have time to download all that stuff. We had to make sure that our clients are thin and that all the assets are delivered on the fly from a backend. We focused on usability and UI and made sure that our products run at 60 frames per second or above all the time. We didn't make any compromises in that. It should be platform agnostic, so our architecture is platform agnostic as well. And we actually implemented this by using a modular design pattern, stripping everything into packages and services, which then we can recombine later on the different clients. So currently we support the Microsoft HoloLens Generation 1 and Generation 2. We support any tablet PC like Microsoft Surface Pro X and all the iPads starting from, I think, iPad Air 3. And not to forget WebGL 2 enabled browsers, which is a very important step for most of our customers. The UI and UX part is really important. We have an extraordinary talented UX designer, which helps us in the ideation phase with sketches like the ones you see here, which are really, really cool to visualize the ideas that we have. The next phase is then the pre-visualization of the things that he sketched up. So we can identify flaws very early in the process, and then implementing it into prototypes so we can test it in laboratory and also with key customers. And then finally implementing it into the release date. So the best practices that we came up with for our UI UX design is use common interaction concepts for your target platform. For example, if you have a touchpad like an iPad, use pinch, zoom, and any multi-touch gestures that the users might be used to already. Then iterate over and over again to make sure that everything works as you expected, and adjust everything to your target audience, which is really important. If you have expert audience, then you can add more features than if you handle beginners. And then in the end, test your concepts. Not everything is that cool and doesn't work in reality. And most importantly, keep it simple and stupid. You can make it more intelligent in a later state. The other part is the asset pipeline, which is really important. Enterprise customers mostly have catalogs of data. They need specific features and a tooling system that supports the data. And of course, they want to keep their assets up to date later on. That's why we invented an asset pipeline that helps us handle a huge selection of combinations. For example, a simple kitchen item can have over 30,000 variations with all the materials and fronts and the handles that you can change. So we decided to make it as combinable, as flexible as possible, so you can quickly iterate between different setups, different colors, different styles, and all the way through. Therefore, we developed a digital working bench, which allows you to come from most DCC tools like 3ds Max or AutoCAD or even SketchUp, and then just use our special tools that we invented in Unity to import all that stuff. We have a lot of optical aids for our 3D artists that help them analyze all the tools when they import them, analyze them before they actually export them to make sure that everything works already. And then once it is in our proprietary format, you have a standalone asset viewer that helps you assess all the shaders that we have in a very nice way. And of course, see if it works on every platform that we plan to support. And then finally, you can actually bring it into the final asset pipeline. This not only works fully automatic, but also we enabled a highly efficient custom content creation process like the one you see here. Last but not least, very important, the deployment. We have decided to go with one repository that supports all the platforms that we have, building a special pipeline that allows us to seamlessly switch between all the platforms that we want to support by linking in all the dependencies that we need, which enables us to also remotely build to iOS, for example, from a Windows PC, which is pretty cool. So here's just a quick summary of the things that we've learned. If you have a showcase, you can use this to rapidly prototype new ideas. You can work in a controlled environment, so you can be sure you have everything under control and deploy everything under development conditions. That's totally fine. Once you transition to an actual solution, you need to be sure to final hardening your implementation, test it under real-world conditions, and also choose a deployment strategy that works under your customers' IT conditions. This is really, really important because handling HoloLens devices, for example, is not always that easy. So just to see you how good we succeeded, I want to show you our customer success story that Microsoft did with Island Labs and Küchenquelle after the first rollout. So here's a video of that.
When we came across Microsoft HoloLens, we knew that this is the perfect device for us. It's reliable, it's very innovative for sure, and it brings us the mobility we need for our solution rooms. Customers love the Rooms application and the HoloLens because they understand the solution immediately.
40 out of 100 customers buy a kitchen from Küchenquelle. This figure can be improved during the sales process with the HoloLens by up to 20 percentage points.
Using the Azure platform, we are enabled to bring in any kind of 3D objects into our holographic planning platform, which enables us to scale the solution not only to the interior design area, but also to the real estate area, as well as to the architecture and industrial planning sector as well.
So that's pretty cool. We are very proud of this case study. And here's some of the results that we have. So we actually started a pilot in June 2019, which sent out dedicated sales consultants as active nucleus of the technology ramp up. And now we are rolling out to more than 100 sales consultants nationwide. And it actually led to over 20% of an increased conversion rate, which is really an important factor for this industry. To give them an easy time, we also created this system case because they have multiple HoloLenses with them and they need to make sure that they are securely transported to the customers' homes and also work in every environment. And therefore, we created one for the HoloLens 1 devices and for the HoloLens 2 devices. And just to give you a small benefit, for just a short amount of time, we offer you a 10% off if you are interested in one of those cases. You can simply go to our website and use the promo code AWEUSA2K20. So that's it from me. Thank you very much, and I look forward to all of the questions that you might have.
All right. Well, first of all, Fabian, thank you for that presentation. That was really exciting to see what y'all are doing with the HoloLens. And so a question that I have, how are you bringing, or are you bringing the object metadata over as well to the XR experience? Oh, you're muted, or at least I can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. First of all, thank you very much for having me here at the AWE. It is really a pleasure to be here and an honor. Yes, so regarding the metadata, we created this this workbench and this asset pipeline so that we can actually bring metadata also from complex furniture and assets over from any tool, and even from any backend they may have from any data management backend into our tool, so they can reuse that inside of rooms and use it later on also for ordering all the parts that they need to actually assemble the kitchen in the final state.
Mm-hmm. So if I have like an IFC file 3D model that has the object metadata, that too can make it over to the rooms application then?
Yes, most of it can actually bring over most of the metadata. Sometimes you need some work to do and converting it, but most of the formats we can actually use inside of rooms as well.
And then a question that popped up: do you feel that this can work in lower price segments of the furniture market?
So we're currently extending to other parts of the interior design business. So currently, for example, we are looking into office designs. So if you want to, you have a business and you have an office space, obviously you will need some furniture at some point. And also in that case, it works very well. I do think that in the near future, we can also address the low sector. Maybe in that case, it would be better to maybe switch to a different device, or to widen the range of devices, so that, for example, you can bring it to customers by allowing them to download an application on their own smartphone, or maybe even XR goggles, mixed reality goggles that come out, which are more available at a lower price point to a broader range of customers.
And then the last question we have here: how large of model size does your platform support?
So because we are handling a lot of data, and we are actually displaying the data on the actual device, so we're not at the moment doing some cloud rendering or some stuff. We are converting all the model data so that it fits and runs smoothly at 60 FPS also on lower end devices. So the largest amount of data that we had of a furniture part that worked pretty smooth was about 250K triangles with 4K textures. So this is the upper maximum that we would actually try to get in.
And then just in closing, how do people find you to follow your work online? And
so you can basically go to our website. So we have a website which is called rooms.island-labs.com. I think this is the best entry point to actually follow us. And then, of course, on LinkedIn and on Twitter, we're pretty active. And I'm pretty confident that we will extend to different social media parts in the near future, so that people can actually follow us on different channels, maybe even YouTube.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, folks. Make sure you drop them some claps and some comments. Follow them. Check out that discount that they offered. And thanks again, Fabian. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. He was coming from a pretty windy spot in San Francisco. So up next, we have